Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Trailmakers. Now, you may remember that I made this fancy little creation a little while ago, which was intended to try to break the sound barrier using only pistons. And this has inspired a new idea, which is to try to build a crossbow ballista, whatever you want to call it. I mean, isn't a ballista really just a giant crossbow that you can't hold in your hand in the first place? I don't know, there's probably some technical difference that I don't understand, but to me as a layperson, it's basically a giant vehicle crossbow. So I guess we're gonna be building a ballista. So my plan is to try to use the way that these pistons work with the really, really fast contraction, like just like that. Ooh, ooh. And we're gonna use that as pretty much like the drawstring for the ballista. I'm gonna keep switching between crossbow and ballista during this episode, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm sorry. So now when it comes to building this thing, I can see a couple of difficulties with how building with pistons works, because I can't build them in the contracted position, and when they're in the extended position, I want them to be on like an angle, and I can't build it the way that I want it to be in the extended position. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna have to do some weird workarounds and stuff, but we'll see what I'm able to come up with. Okay, I've done some thinking. I think I've actually got an idea of how this might be able to work, and let's hope that I'm correct and this isn't gonna just be an absolute nightmare of a failure. Either way, we're probably gonna get some destruction. All right, so I'm gonna get building and we'll see what we come up with. Okay, so I'm gonna do like a mid-build update here just to show you the thought process of what I'm doing, and even I don't even know if this is even gonna work at all. So I have a lot of pistons already, as you can see. So the idea is, I hope this works, I should be able to contract the pistons up in the front there. We can expand it out to the side. Why is it not? Wait, what? Oh, no. Okay, this is already not working as intended. Hold on. So the idea was that these sets of pistons would contract, which would then widen these to create the V shape. Oh, you know what I think I just realized what I forgot to do. I forgot to actually delete the controls of these helicopter motors so that they're just free floating. Oh, there's the issue. The controls didn't get copied to the other set of pistons, so half of these are on different controls than the other half. Okay, now does it work? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so I don't have it set up to speed yet, so it should just do a slow motion when we press space. Oh, I think we're having the same issue here. Not all of these pistons are set to the, yep, not all these pistons are set to the same controls. Okay, everything should be fixed now. So those go out to the side, then we press space, and is that gonna work? It doesn't seem to want to stay straight is the only issue. Yeah, see, it wants to rotate like that, which is not good. Ah, I got it. All right, so here's my current solution. I've made it so that they are rotating from a stacked center point, and then I've also given it somewhat of a guide rail. So now when we do this, you can see that it stays a little bit straighter, which is good. And then when we press space, it seems to get oh, that doesn't, that's not too good, is it? It might be good to have a little lip that prevents it from pitching up. So let's see if this does any better for us. Oh, no. Oh, no. You know what? Maybe all is just gonna be better once we set our launching pistons to just max power. Because, yeah, that couldn't hurt. That could just solve all of our problems. There we go, 100. All right, so let's see if this feels any better. 3, 2, 1, launch! You know what? That seemed viable, didn't it? I think it did. 3, 2, 1, launch! Hey, that worked way better. I'm really surprised that was the actual solution. Okay, so this isn't a complete failure yet, so this is promising. Now I want to make this thing a vehicle that we can actually aim. All right, so I've now made it into a movable vehicle, so we can just move ourselves around like this, no problem. It steers in the back, and I've got some more plans for this because I want to be able to aim it up and down too, but I just want to make sure that it worked as a vehicle. And actually, this seems like it could be doable. So, oop. All right. Oh man, this thing is getting laggy now, but let's see if this new idea works. So now I can aim up, I hope, if I do this. Oh yes. Oh no. Oh no, it doesn't like this. I mean, I aimed up though. Oh, what is wrong with it? All right, and then we contract these. Everything's fine, everything's perfectly normal. And then it is not gonna shoot straight, I don't think. But then we should be able to shoot. Okay, all right, yeah, see, it's working. Everything's working just fine. Everything's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong. 100% working as intended. All right, so the way that they made this work is you can see that I have these trusses up in the front here that are going up above the front of the ballista. And then I have these pistons, so when I press the button, it contracts those pistons, and those are attached in the back here to these spinning servos that are just freely spinning. So that's enable it to angle up and down. And right now it actually seems way more stable. It's still like really glitchy, but way less glitchy than it was. All right, perfect. Wait, do we have DJ Ballista in the house? That was like the perfect record scratch sound. Okay, now to create a launching arrow of sorts, a bolt, I guess you'd call it. Okay, I built a really simple arrow. It has 2 anchors on the front and then just 2 rods, and they are attached to some detachable blocks in the back here. And then there is a sensor up at the front here. So essentially when the seat comes up and hits that sensor, or not the seat, well, yeah, I guess the seat is attached to it, isn't it? That's kind of weird. I probably shouldn't have done that. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna move the seat back here. Seems to make a little bit more sense. Okay, but when the arrow gets up to where the sensor is, it should release the arrow, and we'll see if this actually gives us a projectile. Any bets on whether this is gonna work as intended the first time? You know what? We should probably have a target that it can actually stick to so we can see if it actually works. All right, you know what? We got some medieval jousting animations over here, so, oh, what is happening? I think that fits the theme enough of a ballista, so let's see if we're not gonna make it that far, but I just wanna see what happens. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, launch! All right, first attempt was an utter failure, but maybe it just wasn't ready yet. Let's try this. In 3, 2, 1, launch! We launched into our own sensor. We've actually shot ourselves. Okay, all right, so the issue I'm seeing right now is these are actually kind of weighing down this whole thing, pointing it into itself. So to counteract that, I'm going to go ahead and put a 30-kilogram weight right there. All right, 3, 2, 1, launch! This is terrible. This is like the worst thing. It seemed to be working okay up until the point that I added the arrow on here. What if I just have it on top of this? This is probably not gonna work very well. Oh boy, it is so glitchy. What is it doing? All right, well, let's see if it launches. It just breaks. It just snaps. All right, I'm removing the weight. I think the weight was a bad idea. And I'm gonna put the seat back because it was working when the seat was there. Maybe that was the bad change, moving the seat back from it. And launch. Yay. We launched the arrow past the ballista for the first time. All right, and go. Ooh, ooh. That was our best one yet. You know what? Maybe all we need to do is make it longer. All right, so I've just added this much of a gap. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of pistons in additional length. Is that going to make this launch better, or is it just going to make the entire creation worse? Because more complexity, more moving parts, blah, blah, blah. Glitch, glitch, glitch. All right, so now we're a little bit bigger. Everything's probably just worse now, but let's find out. All right, and launch. Whoa, we got stuck in the middle that time. Oh, wait. Not all of our piston controls got copied over. What's happening here? Okay, maybe I was mistaken. It looked like not all of the pistons... Yeah, there has to be an issue there, right? That doesn't look right at all. All right, adding all these pistons has clearly made it much less stable and much less reliable for the contraction. So I'm gonna do what hopefully serves as a bit of a hack here that doesn't require me to shorten this, but I can reduce the piston load by half just by getting rid of one of the rows of pistons on each side. I don't know how that's going to affect speed or launching strength, but hopefully it'll actually make it launchable. This isn't looking good. All right, even though we have that unresolved problem, I'm also realizing that we have another problem, that our arrow has no directional stability. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some tail fins onto this thing. Watch that actually fix all of our other problems too. Like, that's just the magic. Oh, what happened here? What? What just happened? I spawned back in and now my pistons are just sagging. Look at that. You know what I think I need to do? I think I need to add a piece on. There we go, build it. There we go, now they're a little bit stronger. And I can remove the piece. I think that's the equivalent of like the floppy wheels glitch, but it applied to the pistons themselves. That was interesting. So there's a couple of things that are coming to mind when I'm looking at the issues of this. When it comes to like a real ballista or a real crossbow, I think there's usually like a groove that the bolt is resting in, and then the string is just pushing it out of that groove, kind of like a gun barrel, you know? And right now, that's not what we're doing at all with this. So I'm gonna try to make some tweaks. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet, but I just wanna see if I can get this thing to work. All right, I've made some adjustments and I've actually got one decent launch. So let's see if I can actually get it on camera here. I've made it so that it's now odd width, so you can see my arrow looks much more, or my bolt looks much more bolt-like. So what I also did was I got rid of those servos here, and instead I replaced them with turning hinges. So now they have a defined angle, which makes it more equal rather than just being freely rotating. So when I press Q, you can see that the turning hinges actually put pressure outwards on those, and I can undo it. That actually might be even better just to not have it like that and have it curve. I don't know. But that was one of the major changes. The other major change is obviously making it odd width so it has a center point. And let's see if we can get this launch. All right, 3, 2, 1, launch! Look at that. Oh, it didn't stick into the ground, but you know what? Maybe if there was a wall, it would stick into the wall. So let's go ahead and test this out on a wall. Well, here goes nothing. Can we hit the jousters? In 3, 2, 1, launch! We hit the sign. It just didn't. Oh, you know what I need? I need suspension on the end of this thing. That'll cushion the impact, hopefully making it actually stick. All right, let's try this again now with the suspension piece. All right, and launch. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh! We hit the actual jouster. That's amazing. That is amazing. We just had our first successful, we aimed at a target, we launched a bolt, and it hit, and it stuck. This is amazing. All right, now I want to see what happens if I use the steering hinges this way instead. So it puts like inward tension on the string, if you want to call it a string. I don't know. And launch. Oh, I actually got launched out of my own seat. All right, well, that didn't work very well. Let's try it again, though. It could have just been a bad one. All right, tension is on the inside, and launch. Okay, so far, it seems to make an actual difference. So now let's go back to the original plan, which is the outwards kind of tension, and launch. Oh, there's a huge difference. That's kind of crazy how much of a difference that makes. All right, this time we got the one jouster. Now let's actually aim for the other jouster. Let's see if we can get an arrow into this guy over here. All right, and launch. No way. I mean, he's moving, but actually both parts of the animation, we're still in them. We actually aimed and intentionally hit the one that we were aiming for. Well, we may not have the superior siege weapon here, but we have a siege weapon that, sometimes it works. But as we all know by now, it doesn't have to work great. It just has to work. See? And there you go. There you go. You got a whole 10 feet of distance on that one. And if their army was just right on your toes, then hey, you'd have an effective weapon here. Look at that. Now, I don't know if anyone else has attempted to build like a crossbow ballista style thing. I actually searched for crossbow and ballista in the workshop before I did this video, and I got 0 search results for either of them. So nobody has at least uploaded something to the workshop under those keywords. Ooh, that was a good one. There was a good one. So let me know what you guys thought of my idea. I'm sure there's tons of ways to make this better, but I only have the limits of a recording session to try to make something work. So if you have any other suggestions on stuff you'd like to see me attempt to do like this in Trailmakers, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to see me attempt to build a trebuchet, which is the superior siege weapon, then you're going to want to check out this video on the end screen right here. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.